Hello, beautiful people. The more I learn about how nasty Harry and Meghan Markle are, the more repulsed I feel knowing what they did to the late Queen while she was dying and how they focus on hurting her the most. You see, I believe that people, you can forgive about just everything when it's something done out of anger and you're arguing with somebody in the heat of the moment. You may say things, but when you scheme, but when individuals scheme, that implies that required planning, studying their prey to determine when they were at their weakest, to launch their attacks, to cause maximum harm to their to their target while getting the most gain. So Harry and Meghan used one of the queen's most beloved um, works, life work, to attack her while during COVID and while she was dying and her husband was dying. And the fact that they haven't received there's no repercussions, because the more we learn, especially now with excerpts of the book, how the queen was absolutely livid, rightly so, about they misappropriating a very loving nickname, childhood nickname, to call an invisible child who may or may not be legitimately included in the line of succession. It's beyond. To have used that without her consent is a form of violation to her. But what I'm gonna please watch this, because I am going to be reacting to this video conference call from Harry and Meghan, because yes, Harry and Meghan were scheming. They were attacking the Queen and Prince Philip when they thought they were the most vulnerable. They studied their habits, what they loved the most, what it would hurt them the most, and they launched their attack, thinking that they were about to destroy them. Two elderly people who had shown Harry nothing but love. I understand Meghan Markle because she's a complete psycho fucking path. She's a fucking psychopath. But Harry doing that to his own grandmother and grandfather who had lovingly helped him. And they even put themselves, in a lot of trouble, getting him into Sandhurst. And then, by the way, I just want to clarify something. Harry never got his pilot's wing. He got a co-pilot gunner wings, never pilot wings. This is why he puts a lot of emphasis on he trained. Oh, he got his wing as commander to command the Apache helicopter, not to fly it. He was at the most, and I believe that the army, out of love to the Queen, are complicit in this whole charade of him being there. But anyways, so yeah, let's watch, and I will be going through this video, and I want your honest opinion on what you think. Because if you think like me, that when you scheme, it implies that you're studying your victim for a long time, as I said earlier, to determine their habits, their vulnerabilities, and how to attack them when they're down, to hurt them the most so they get maximum gain. So this, as I said, is premeditated, and they did this to two elderly people. We all know that the late Queen Elizabeth, her life's work was the Commonwealth. Now, for those imbeciles, Sussex Squad, and even this fucking imbecile, and I'm sorry I'm swearing, fucking imbecile, chicken leg, phony skank, lack of absolutely nothing, who just by screwing this idiot who's almost to the corner of the video, finds herself in such high society spheres and has access to everything. These two idiots are Harry and Meghan Markle, the Harkles, talking on a video conference in 2020 to the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, of which Harry was still president and that bitch was still vice president. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, the American people, the Commonwealth Trust is not what that moron said on Netflix, that expert. No, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, or the Commonwealth, was created for these two idiots because the Queen wanted to, in spite of her reservations of these two morons, she wanted to give them, she put them in at the, it's just so frustrating, guys. It makes me so upset. She put them as the head the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, which was a charity that, a nonprofit organization, to basically spear all the Commonwealth countries. Okay, which was the Queen's life work. Now, the Commonwealth countries, the Commonwealth is a group of nations who voluntarily join to grow together, to exchange resources, and they can be from, there are all kinds of ethnicity and backgrounds, culture, race, religious, everything. And the whole idea is that all these nations join together for a common goal. And you cannot be part of the Commonwealth if you are in violation of human rights. So they have that, and a lot of these countries benefit, especially the poor ones benefit from it. The Queen is the one who was in charge of decolonizing the British Empire. Instead of forcing people, she oversaw people joining voluntarily, lovingly, and they have benefited from that. And that was her life's work. She championed Mandela. She championed, it is incredible. So these two idiots during COVID, they didn't have anything of their own, because to this day, they have not managed to do anything of their own. They're piggybacking of everybody. So they organized a video conference with the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Okay, Meghan puts her, and you can see how fuzzy that image is. Don't they have high def? You can see me here with the wrinkles, but Meghan is heavily made up, looking like a chicken leg idiot, and she's there with the client allegedly, and the call girl there, who knows nothing. I don't even know how this woman graduated from Northwestern University, but hey, she has him all the way to the corner. He's the president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, and she's the vice president because she married him, and the Queen wanted her to give her something to do. So they organized this video conference, and shame on those people in the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, because they knew that what this bitch was talking about, which is word salad. If after you go and listen to this, you will see that she said nothing. Blah, 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 blah. This is a woman who claims herself never knew what racism was, growing up in California to a Black mother, that she didn't even know she was Black. Unless Doria gave birth to her and she never saw her again, and she only saw the Markles, how can she not know that she was half Black? And in 2012, she did a video saying that she had seen racism and experienced racism in the landscape in the United States was horrible, and in California for racism. Yet, in the Netflix documentary, she goes and says, I didn't experience any racism. I didn't even know. Nobody treated me like a Black woman. And Doria cried. I didn't have the conversation with my daughter. How can you not, if she grew up in a household filled with Black women and Meghan is so white? How can she not have that conversation? Which, of course, leads to bullshit. So these are the kinds of grifters that got into this video conference call to trash the Queen. And this is in 2020 when Prince Philip was dying in the hospital. The Queen knew she was dying. And there was COVID. There was so much on her plate. And these two idiots go ahead and do this.
We could only do this together.
We have to, in this moment in time, say, we're going to have to be a little uncomfortable.
Now, look at her face as her blowjob mouth. We're going to have to be a little bit uncomfortable. She doesn't mean her. She's not going to be uncomfortable. She means you are going to be uncomfortable because she's so above everybody else that she's never done that. This is the woman who bullied her entire staff. Okay? A little girl, a little princess, Charlotte. the queen, everybody around her. So that's what she means. When we're going to be a little bit comfortable, she doesn't mean herself. It's you are going to be comfortable because I am perfect
right now, because it's only in pushing through that discomfort that we get to the other side of this and find the place, as you're pointing out.
And these idiots, and they chose them all to be Black, of course. They are from the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Shame on them. I wish I knew their names to publicly shame them, because they're sitting there in those video things because the Queen made that possible. They are part of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust and the Commonwealth themselves, and they're benefiting from all the courses, all the studies that were made accessible to them thanks to the Queen, thanks to this amazing group of nations that the Queen championed against all odds. And they're there. And Meghan, we're going to go through discomfort. What discomfort? What conversation is there to be had? If anything, the Commonwealth is a perfect example of what a formidable woman did, a force for good. And this bitch here, who doesn't, the only force for good is when she pushes with the hand, you know what I mean? That's it. She wouldn't even know anything positive nor good nor noble because she's rotten to the core. And these idiots are looking there.
Where a high tide raises all ships.
Plagiarism. Why doesn't she say, like John F. Kennedy said, like all ships, all tides raise all ships? I don't remember the exact thing, but that was John F. Kennedy. No, she makes it sound as if they're all high tides raise all ships, like as though it is her, without giving the proper acknowledgement. As John F. Kennedy said, you know, as John F. Kennedy, the former president, said, all tides raise, high tides raise all ships. No, she's plagiarizing it. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's all such word salad.
Equality does not put anyone on the back foot. It puts us all on the same footing.
And this fucking more, yeah. What equality? This is a woman using a royal title. And God forbid you dare call her Meghan, Rachel Meghan Markle. No, you call her the Duchess. She was fighting for her kids to have prince and princess titles because she wants to be ranked, not linked, especially to Black people. And she's using the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, which is, was set up by the Queen, to hand it over to them, because she trusted them that they would take care of this and nurture good relations with nations. You know, it was a gesture of such goodwill, and she placed so much trust in these two morons. It's beyond belief. And here you have Meghan Markle almost to the center, kicking Harry out of the way, and these idiots, what? Because of the Queen, these four idiots are standing there, and this bitch also here, Meghan Markle, because of the Queen, she's there because the Queen didn't put her foot down and stop this idiot from marrying such a skank.
Which is a fundamental human right, and that's what we're talking about here. The world is craving a healing through everything that's happened over these several months, and we really look back at history for obviously much longer than that. And I think, Alicia, to your point earlier, talking about discomfort, and
yeah, when you say we're talking about discomfort of what? Shola, Dr. Shola, one of Meghan's champions, her family, she comes from royal family in Africa and from a tribe that are currently her family, Shola's family, she calls about reparations from Great Britain. Her family is currently right now using slavery, people first as slaves. They trade in slavery. Shola, father or grandfather, the tribe where she comes from, she's very wealthy in that sense, and she comes from a royal family, from royalty in Africa, and her ancestors and her current tribe are still dealing and trading in slavery. So Meghan Markle's talking about discomfort that the Queen already got rid of all colonization, and she basically said, listen, we're going to get rid of all of that. If you want to join, and let's create a common, this is why the name is perfect, a commonwealth. We are all wealthy. We're all the same in this commonwealth. You know, just because, let's say, England is not above Barbados, even though, that their wealth is different, but Everybody is commonly wealthy there. It's a common group. It's a shared group of individuals, regardless of where you come from. If your country's poor, whatever, you're there. We're there to share our resources and, and help you out and help each other out.
Why it's an important recognition is that it's like growing pains. Growing pains are painful.
What is growing pains are painful? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't even know what to say. And this fucking moron here, this ginger wankers, just standing there.
This process is painful, and it has been for a long time. But through that immense pain, what we can have tremendous
growing pains is painful, and through the painful process and through that pain, what the fuck is she talking about? Can somebody please tell me what on earth is this crazy skank going on about?
This faith in is knowing that there will be growth. And that's what we're seeing happen every single day as all of you are out there campaigning, fighting the right.
That's right. All of them, because she's doing shit. She's doing nothing. Harry and her are doing nothing other than exploiting their links to the royal family, exploiting. And this is a huge misuse of asset of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust for them to promote themselves while trashing the Queen's Commonwealth Trust and the Commonwealth itself as a backwards organization, which is the Queen's work, which she took pride on.
Right fight, being on the right side of history and ensuring that we can get closer to seeing this truly as our past and not something that we have to revisit again and again.
The only one revisiting this shit is her for her own gain. Nobody's revisiting that in the Commonwealth. Everybody, that's in the past. These people, the woke left, are trying to get reparations. Can you imagine if we did that to Spain and Latin America? Or to the church who killed Catholic Church, Inquisition? Or to the Romans who were the ones who created slavery? Or even before then, to the Slavic people? Where would it end? And the Queen and England they were the first ones to get rid of slavery, and they already done all that. This is incredible. But to me, the worst possible part, on top of both morons, the worst possible part from this is that they're using this to attack the Queen and Prince Philip, because they know that first, the Queen had a lot on her plate, and two, that she would never come out and publicly say anything.
And again,
Yeah, well done, guys. Just a huge thank you to everything that you're doing, the voice that you have.
But it's not them who are doing that. It's the Queen who's doing that. The Queen is the head of the Commonwealth. The Queen is the one championing all this change. The Queen is the one ensuring that they have funding to do all the change. All these idiots. The Queen is ensuring that these countries are able to create projects to help these people get an education. So if they're able to do that thanks to the Queen, and these two idiots are able to do this thanks to the Queen. It's incredible.
And hopefully the QCT platform is making life easier for you guys and connecting you with so many people around the world that are fighting the same fight. So yeah, this change is needed, and it's coming.
Thank you all so much.
What change? The change that's needed is for them to get the hell out of there. Keep in mind that they did this again while the Queen. Did you get anything that were going on about it? Growing pains are painful, and we have to go through this saying, and it's equality. All high tides raise all ships, and with that's plagiarism. But all high tides, and they did this absolute word salad to attack the Queen as a warning shot to the Queen that they got away with so much, that they could attack her, and they would continue attacking her. That they were, this is when they started. I mean, they never stopped calling her racist, because this is the Queen's life's work. So when people come and say that they never attacked the Queen, me included, I've always said that they have attacked the Queen. They have attacked everything the late Queen stood for, everything the late Queen worked for. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. Please leave your comments saying, yes, I know I said a few bad words. That's how I feel. Speak from the heart. And those who know me know that I am a hardcore fan of the Queen. You know, I even have friends that are Republicans. And for the people in the United States, Republicans is not the same as in the United States. Republicans in the UK is a movement that they want to ban the monarchy. And I have friends who are, you know, Republicans. And even they would tell you, whenever they would be trashing the royal family or something, and they would say, well, how about the Queen? And go, we didn't mean the Queen. No, no, no. The Queen is not that. No, she's not involved in that package. Because the Queen commanded respect. So Harry and Meghan in 2020, early on, started trashing everything the Queen stood for. And I am so shocked that that they get away with it. That the more we know, the more appalling things become. And they're still getting away with it. There are no repercussions to anything. I mean, by the way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, help the channel grow. I want to thank all of you for the super chats and yeah, and the PayPal donations for very much appreciated. But you know, mostly I appreciate you always coming to watch here. And yes, thank you very much. And yes, leave me your comments. How can this be allowed, especially now with everything that we're finding out that the Queen was at death's door and Harry was more concerned that Catherine didn't go to the Queen's deathbed, you know? And I'm pretty sure the Queen would have liked to have seen Princess Catherine. But no, how petty. How petty, hurting her by misappropriating a loving childhood nickname that was very intimate for her, and then using the Queen's Commonwealth Trust and the Commonwealth to attack her legacy, her entire life's work.